Are there any like fun changes or like teases you can talk about going into season 3, whether it's balance or things that are going to be added or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a few things that we've been looking at sort of broadly within the game. I think one of those changes, and this doesn't affect role queue in particular, but uh, tanks outside of role, right? Hey, you're playing arcade mode or you're playing open queue, and what is that experience like? We wanted to give it a little time to see, how that was actually affecting those things. But we're going to be lowering tank health overall in those modes. So in role queue, tanks still have that bonus health, but outside of it, they won't, right? So we'll see how that affects open queue, see how that affects some of the arcade modes, where roadhog can be quite a menace. I think at times you're like, we're playing deathmatch and someone's the roadhog. I think people tend to get a little upset about that for sure. So that's one of those changes. But then also broadly looking at ultimates and frequency of them, we were taking a look earlier of, hey, which heroes are actually casting their ult too much, or which heroes are casting their ult too little. So we got back a good data set there. We're able to take a look at that. So there's gonna be across the board, a lot of small changes to that, and then a minor change to the ultimate charge retainment. When you swap heroes, right? How much do you get? So there's going to be a minor change there as well.
Wait, can I follow up on that then?
Yeah, of course.
So you mean like the global 30%, swap for all heroes? If you change heroes and you're above 30%, you get to keep it. Um, yeah, I mean it's good to know that there's changes coming. But I myself and I think many others feel like with the tank role, it feels very counter swapping likewise. It feels like let's say you win the first fight and Winston, you get 40% ult charge. The other team loses the fight on Zarya, they get 30% ult charge. They just swap a hog. They roll you in the next fight because the counter swap, and then you have like 75% ult charge on Winston, and they have like, I don't know, like 75% charge on Roadhog, and it's like, do you stay and keep your ults, or do you swap and counter swap them back? Does the team like the counter swapping thing that's happening with like tanks, or is it just mostly a high level problem, or is it like where is that at?
Yeah, it's something we talk about. In Overwatch, there's always going to be these matchups, right? Heroes are different. They're going to, especially when you look at tanks, they're going to be different against each other. Since there's only one on the roll, I think that gets a lot of the focus. Where a lot of times, while that is a big important factor in your team composition, it is also still about the whole team. So let's talk about retaining that ultimate charge. I think whenever we introduce something that reduces friction into a system, it's important to take a look at it and look at the effects of it long term if it was actually smoothing out too much. So I think we're going to step back just slightly there because we do believe we smoothed it out a little bit too much, but we still think it is one of the important things within Overwatch where you have that ability to see what your team composition is, decide if you want to make a change to better affect the outcome of a fight. When it comes to tanks specifically, we understand that can be sometimes a frustrating experience of that rock paper scissors. We're going to definitely keep an eye on that and how is that matchup being affected, and hopefully get to a point where that isn't as stressed within the tank matchups within the tank meta.
That would be good. That is definitely a pain point for me. I know, Iman, I think you actually kind of differ from me on that. You actually don't mind the whole counter swapping thing, but I personally do not like that I can walk out on spawn on a good pick, then they just swap to whatever counters me, and then I'm basically just playing rock, paper, scissors the rest of the game,
I'm just terrible with Winston ult, so if I'm at 75%, I'm switching anyway. Like I know that's feed and ult charge the other team. That's 30% ult charge to the other team, regardless if I'm on Winston. So I just switch off anyway. I'm at that point if they go hog.
It's definitely very easy to get tunneled into the ultimate. I know when it's up at that level, it can be hard to switch off, but sometimes that might be the right play.
But it's been an interesting subject on that one. I know there's been a lot of discussion on that. Cool. I mean, it's what was that, Flats?
I only have one more thing, but if you have anything else first.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, do you want me to ask for you because we know where he's going with this one?
Do you want? You probably know. You probably know.
Does it happen to do with Reinhardt by any chance?
I was promised last time we did this something was coming. I'm looking at the clock like I'm just double checking.
Yeah, season 3 is around the corner. So I believe it's in a few weeks here. So season 3 is around the corner. There will be. I think last time we did talk about Fire Strike, right? So
Yep.
I'm still gonna say Fire Strike. We may make a change there, but there will be some changes in season 3 coming up pretty shortly.
Oh, well, there you go then, Flats.
Cool.
Does that satisfy? Is that
Yeah,
I don't know.
I can wait. I can wait to see. I got a time now instead of it's coming. It's now. There's a date. So
Yeah, 2 weeks.